Hi YouTube, Fiona Corwin. Checking in for the first time in several weeks. I think maybe even close to 2 months at this point, so I apologize. I'm well. Life continues to be beautiful, and I wanted to share with you kind of what I've been up to. I have been working on my legal name change. To do that, you actually have to submit a fingerprint background check for both the federal government and the state government. Uh, so to get that, you have to go into your local police station and you have to be fingerprinted. You can't let them do the digital ones because that won't work for a fingerprint background check. They want the physical card. The cards vary from jurisdiction to jurisdiction in terms of how much you're going to pay, so it actually makes sense to spend the time and effort to do your research before you go and drive to the nearest city with the cheapest prices. For example, I paid $20 per card, which is way too much. A friend of mine paid $15 total for both cards, and you need two, one for the state and one for the federal. And once that's done, you send them in. You send the federal first. Typically the FBI takes a longer time to process than your state and local governments. So that being said, they recommend that you do between 4 to 6 weeks you submit your state. So 4 to 6 weeks after you've done your federal, submit your state. The reason for that is that you have to file with the court within 30 days of receiving the background checks. So you have to be careful about the timing because the federal one won't come back for 4 to 6 weeks, or for, well, in that range anyway. Excuse me. So once that's done, you go down to your courthouse and you get your paperwork. Each courthouse has their own paperwork. Many courts have a name change packet, and if your court has one of those, that's awesome. Get the packet. If not, use whatever form process that they have to get the forms that you need. Fill those out and turn them in. Many places still require a 3-week posting in your local newspaper to request a name change, and once that's done, you'll have your court date and the judge will sign the order and you will have your name change. And then the fun begins, because then you have to change your name everywhere. So then you start chasing down colleges and schools and Social Security and driver's license and credit cards and loans, and all of that stuff you have to deal with. Since you're basically becoming a new person. You keep your same Social Security number, of course, but it's a new deal. So that's that. Also, recently, I finally got to meet my mom as me, and that was too long coming and fantastic. I really enjoyed it. I fretted so much about what I was going to wear, if my makeup was right, the whole 9 yards, because I wanted it to be perfect. So it was great. I enjoyed it a lot. I think things went really, really well. So I feel good about it. And she called me by my name, and I almost wept. It was amazing. So it was cool. So be patient as people move through this with you. It takes some time sometimes, but it's not always going to take forever, and it's not always going to be a bad thing at the end. So just be patient. It can be wonderful. The other stuff I've got going on, I am back in school. I am attempting correspondence classes this semester. I quit regular school because I had an opportunity to interview for a job here locally as me again. And the correspondence school thing has been challenging. It's tough to force myself to sit down and actually do it. But I paid for it, so I'll do it. The job thing. When you interview without your legal name change, you generally must disclose that you had a different name. And the reason is that if they have anything where they're requesting identification on the application, like a driver's license, they are likely to be running a cursory background check on you. And if they do that and the names don't match, you will not get the interview. you will not even get the job. So the way I tackled that is I actually outed myself. I applied as my male name and aka Fiona, and asked HR not to disclose my gender status to the hiring team. They didn't, and I nailed the interview. I just knocked it out of the park. But I may have come off even too girly, truthfully. I don't know. Because then they scheduled me for a practical to make sure that the girl could do the job. Fine. I walked in and rocked the first test in 10 minutes. That was fantastic. And the second test I didn't know how to do, but I looked it up and figured out how to do it and made an attempt. The cable that I was asked to build didn't work. I've never built one before, so of that style, and that was that. So really, all I heard after that was that I didn't get the job, and that it was because of test scores for whatever reason. So, you win some, you lose some. I don't believe in coincidence. I tend to think that things happen at the right time for the right reason. I'm definitely in need of a full-time job and a full-time income, but that will come when it comes. And all I got to do is keep showing up, keep putting in those applications, and it will happen. I'm so looking forward to getting my legal name change complete so I don't have to have that conversation anymore. But I now know, having done it, that it's doable. So that's what I have for you folks today. Remember, life is beautiful and every moment precious. Hug the ones you love. They need it. Take care. Bye-bye.